Hi, I'm Mike Lyons with SouthwestFloridaPropertyManager.com. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the state of Florida with Sivkovic and Associates. Today we're going to talk about qualifying a tenant. There's 5 things specifically we look at when qualifying a tenant. The first thing is criminal background, kind of an obvious one. Go back for felonies as much as 15 to 20 years. It really depends on what the offense was, but that can be up to your discretion on how far back you go. The next thing we look at is evictions. We go back 10 years on evictions. With anyone that has a good background check, other than maybe having an eviction 8, 9, 10 years ago, what we may do is ask for more money down initially. For example, if your policy is to collect first month's rent and security deposit, you can ask first, second month's rent, security deposit, and last month's rent. So if they have more money in the process, you have the ability to have a more secure tenant. The next thing we look at is their work history. We go back about 2 years minimal, and what we're looking for is stability in their job. If they've had more than one job over the last 2 years, that's okay, just as long as there haven't been big gaps in the employment. If they're jumping from job to job, then they're not stable and we're not interested in renting to them. The next thing we look at is their rental history. We speak to their current landlord and previous landlords, and the best source of information is their previous landlords. Previous landlords will give the real scoop on how they were as a tenant and how they left the property when they left. A current landlord, of course, doesn't know yet how the property is going to be when they leave, and if they're not that great of a tenant and they want to get rid of them, that current landlord may say anything to get rid of them. So previous landlords are the best resource for checking rental history and how they left the property. Lastly, we look at credit. Credit, we don't put as much weight in it as we used to, as a lot of tenants have gone through foreclosure or had some credit issues with the housing crisis, but some of my best tenants' credit score is not the greatest. What we're looking for on their credit score is anything on their background that may be an apartment complex going after them for unpaid money, or even a landlord that's going after them for unpaid rental money. Highly likely they would have an eviction on their background, but sometimes they don't, and it still reflects on their background, on their credit report. So make sure you take a look at that. And that is how you qualify a tenant.